All right, we are back and have some special guest for. Oh my God! You see the live because Momo's here. Momo's here, everybody. Yeah, hello, Momo. Yeah, Momo is chilling for the people that show up to watch, and Momo is gone. So that's all the Momo you're gonna get for the PC game show. But he did show up. He did stay long enough for me to use him on camera. Um, so this is the stream for the PC gaming show, but I'm going to pick up. God, you guys are on it. You're diehards. Gonna pick up with a little bit of recap from Ubi as we wait, so it's not just like dead zone. They have started the countdown clock. Under 5 minutes to go until the PC gaming show. And I'm desperately trying to slam caffeine into me. It's like cheese and caffeine today. This schedule is nuts. Um, but yeah. I want to sort of recap what happened at Ubi because everybody was sort of like, I'm really tired because that was exciting. And what basically happened was they actually showed games and gameplay. And Jesus, folks, it's not that hard. Um, there was a lot of content there, but nothing went on too long. The celebrity involvements were actually meaningful. And they did announce they had a very diverse lineup in the way that I wish they'd talk about gaming diversity more often. They had a lot of different kinds of games. I like that they've got sort of their space opera sci-fi franchise with Beyond Good and Evil now. So they're moving Assassin's Creed over more to a proper RPG, so that they're not competing in the same space. The Division is the Division. Rainbow Six is Rainbow Six, but they're still pushing forward on For Honor, and Starlink. Looks really neat for what it is. I mean, that Nintendo partnership reveal with Star Fox was pretty legitimately exciting. And then, unfortunately, I didn't write down the name of the game. The one that looked like, Phantasmagoria mixed with Mist. The one, the Elijah Wood game, that had me really interested. It's that little bit of different I expect from Ubisoft every year, that risk. And, that's what I was talking about. And I had a transference. That's right. Thank you, Cold Death. The opening was great. They kind of got it out of the way on Just Dance. Yes, we still make these games. You know what they are. Moving on. They kept it interesting. And they had a little bit of comedy, a little bit of live music, but nothing too repetitive. It stood out in such stark. It still says Ubisoft. It doesn't say Ubisoft here. It says PC Gaming Show here. So your browser just hasn't updated, Odysseus. Maybe because your name's Odysseus and they think you're in Assassin's Creed. But yeah, they didn't do too much of everything. They didn't have that repetitive vibe that Microsoft had, or that stally vibe that Bethesda had. Or I don't know what the hell that EA thing was. Let's just move on. It was not predictable. It was comforting, but not predictable. Okay, guys, I think, again, your browsers just haven't refreshed. It very much says PC Gaming Show to me, and I only have 4 elapsed time. So yeah, if you were in the stream before, it may still say Ubi. It says PC Gaming Show on my end, so I can't do anything about it if it's displaying wrong for you. It's going to get started in just over a minute right now, and there's a lady talking to a duck. It's kind of odd, but I'm all good with that. And I'm just sucking down caffeine like nobody's business. Yeah. What do I think of Cassandra as waifu material? Oh, there's going to be waifu on Cassandra. I mean, she's definitely got like a Gal Gadot thing going on. Like they're clearly quite Wonder Woman inspired with that one. And I am totes okay with that. But let me shift over to the scene. Ducky. I have no idea what's going on here because I got the sound down. So let me unmute. All right. Just in time for bleep.
Do I have something on my face? Yeah. It's good. So good.
See, at least this is a female host who looks like she's her own person and not trying to be something for the point of, look, gamer girl, wait a second, you had a countdown to 0 and now you put a minute on the clock. This feels like defusing a bomb in a video game. All right. All right. Chat, if somebody else comes in and says it still says Ubi, can you please explain to them? Because I've explained like 3 times. And I can't repeat it again. It'll be boring. Are we ready for this? PC gaming show? I'll just be surprised if they can get through it without another like social justice controversy. Because what was it, like the last night or something like that? That some offside comment or something that people got all freaky. That's the big like pass fail for the PC game show. Can we get through it without outrage? I am not holding my breath.
There is magic in PC gaming. It says, don't just obey the rules.
Doom.
Rewrite them. It says, don't just listen to stories. Inhabit them. It says, don't just accept the limits. Overclock beyond them.
It says, I need a better graphics card and a lot more RAM.
Games. Revel in them. Unleash them.
It says PC gaming is freaking expensive. Can I please get graphics that are worth it?
Is every game Battle Royale now? Or is it just me?
The Battle Royale joke.
To dungeons. From deep waters to deeper space. From solo quests to mass engagements. There is magic in PC gaming. Let's celebrate that magic together.
So don't tell.
This is the PC.
There's gaming in PC gaming. The PC gaming show.
And now your host, Sean Plott.
I like that his name is Plutz.
Oh,
Polygons.
Hello to everyone online.
Oh, this is the same guy from last year, isn't it?
Welcome
but look,
to the PC Gaming Show.
A suit. Good for you. Okay,
yes.
This guy has me on his side.
My name's Dana, and I'm
suit.
your host today. I am delighted to be here. We have a fantastic show for you this afternoon.
His name is Plutz.
First, to all of you who came out to the Wiltern, thanks for joining us. The Wiltern is just a beautiful venue here in Los Angeles. To all of you online on Twitch,
I'm digging
thanks
the
for joining
suit.
us. To those co-streaming partners,
well done,
hey,
dude.
as well, I'm talking to you, Dropped Frames. Great to have you here. And of course, to all the wonderful sponsors that help make the PC Gaming Show come back again for the 4th straight year. Now, good on you. Now, I'm not the only host here this year. I have my co-op partner up in the balcony. It's Frankie Ward joining us today. How's it going, Frankie?
She doesn't look like
Sean, I'm going to be up here in the balcony with a bunch of creative new PC games coming your way. From Warfare's latest update to some offbeat indie gems.
She's herself.
Frankie,
I believe her.
Are so excited for the show to get
These
started.
Are
we have
so
over
awkward.
30 games we're
These
going to
double
be looking
enders
at
because they usually can't hear each other and they're trying to banter.
Our very first title is from Coffee Stain Studios. Their game has absolutely massive construction as well as automation. Let's take a look at Satisfactory.
They got into it quickly. I don't know why you need the person in the balcony, but hey, they want production values. Exercise music. They did this last year too, Mr. Gaz. I did like it. I liked the attempt, so I want to support them. Even though people care a little bit less, because they're more console peasants out there than as PC Master Racers said, ironically. But yeah, I like that they're highlighting PC game stuff. Not that there wasn't a lot of PC stuff at Ubi. They, as much as everybody craps on Uplay, they do their best to make PC viable because they sell in Europe and okay. Do we get any indication of what we're watching? Or is this just it's Mule with better graphics? Or am I just gonna do like Club Kid? This has become a rave. Like, this is repetitive now. What am I watching? Aw, little dinosaur. Like, I'm gonna provide my own voiceover. It's No Man's Sky meets Mule with procedural generation. Okay, what is it? Yes, it looks like it came out of a... Okay, so they're going to explain it. That's sort of wasting time. There was no required audio. They could have been talking while that was happening.
Welcome to the stage.
They haven't been doing it that long.
Thanks for joining us today. Thank you. Now, Oscar, I just want to begin right away by asking, what is Satisfactory all about?
Satisfactory is essentially about building these huge automated factories. So you play as an engineer that's been sent from Earth to this alien planet, and you're going to build this enormous machine. It was hinted at the end of the trailer there.
Yeah, yeah.
And to build that, you need a whole ton of parts, which you need to build.
This could have been done while the video was being run. And they're running it again. Look, it's like a picture to picture to picture.
Expand and expand until you finally need to start cutting down trees and replace them with like more convenient concrete.
And, you know, for people who haven't played this type of game, can you give me an example of what producing a more advanced resource might look like?
Right. After a while, you'll need to create something more advanced, like a computer, for example.
They didn't need to play the video with nothing underneath it.
Stuff set up, your wires and cables.
This could have been half as long.
Plastic, you need to get some oil. So you need to go out and you need to find this oil, build some oil pumps and oil refineries.
Okay, we know how building games work.
Transport with
why should we buy your building game?
The outpost in your factory.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that scale because you know, there's a lot of games where you build a house or a small town. How much area are we talking about where all your factories will exist?
Oh, this factory will grow enormous.
Q&A is tough on these.
The main part, which will probably be the biggest, will start spreading more and more and more. Or in some cases, we'll have players just building these massive.
But I like the resources,
factory floor. But including the resources that you need to gather from basically all around the map.
Yeah.
So you'll have vehicles driving all over.
Now, I want to ask about the first-person perspective because these types of games typically are top-down. Why first-person?
We wanted it to feel like the player is the one building the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, when you've built a bunch of stuff, you can see these enormous buildings, these structures towering above you.
Well, can you zoom out so I get a top down? Because that would be kind of hard to see.
In the jungles and whatever.
I mean, in the trailer, it even looked like there's a lot more
building
to explore,
stuff
like
to
different environments and biomes.
Build stuff.
Yeah. The map is. We made
oh, the cute little guy. He's even cuter the second time.
30 square kilometers in size, so it's kind of enormous.
Wow. You know, one final question. I saw
I'm tired of people talking about how big their games are. If your
work?
size isn't relevant, you know how it goes. It's not the size that counts, it's how you use it.
Play with your friends.
I've played games into this small little map, but it's meaningful.
Our hands on this game?
So we got a closed alpha planned in the coming months.
Closed alpha, that's really early.
For the alpha at satisfactorygame.com. And yeah, then you'll know.
Well, great. Oscar,
yeah, you better have some sort of
once again, that is
top-down view.
Satisfactorygame.com. Now, up in the balcony, Frankie, I understand you have our very first indie title of the day.
Frankie looks thrilled.
Here's something we love about the PC platform. It's such fertile
I
ground
love her
for creative
blouse.
ideas from small teams. Cab is an emotional survival game set in the future about gig labor, tech disruption, and the experience of being a driver for hire. Perhaps the last of your kind.
This is really boring writing, but she makes it sound awesome.
Agency, let's watch the first gameplay trailer for Cab.
Yeah, they've been trained, KRL, to move so it's not distracting hands. Her hair is awesome. I like her hair. All right, what is this? Oh, you're an Uber driver in Archer. Okay. Yeah, I'm Lemmy. Us Canadians just naturally bow down to British women. It's like, the Queen, do you know the way? Wow. This game is so not for me. This is a world I do not want to be a part of. Look at the angst, the ennui, the meaninglessness of life. I am an Uber driver. We can't even call it Uber. You have to stay on the road? What's the fun in that? Not Grand Theft Auto. Oh God, everybody has danger hair. And I get it. There's a market for this, but it is not me. There are people, you know, putting down their hair dye and their sadness and that rapt attention, but not me.
Battle Royale genre. Of course, it's E3
What?
2018.
We don't get Frankie interviewing people with the awesome voice? Why does he only do the
Battle Royale
interviews?
format is very
It shouldn't
simple
count
and
as
very
danger hair in a
flexible.
cyberpunk
Players
setting.
play
Okay, fair.
in
Is that
ever-shrinking
cyberpunk?
space until
Or
there's
just
one
like Toronto
last
on a
standing. So
Friday
developers
night?
have already
Does
been
it
doing
kind of look like
all
that?
kinds of different explorations of what this could possibly be. And our very first Battle Royale game that we'll be introducing today.
I want to know why he has
has
a
up
scar
to
on his cheek.
1,000 concurrent players.
This
It's
looks
from
pretty great
Automaton
for
Games.
Twitch.
Let's
Twitch
look
has gotten a
at Maverick's
lot
Proving
better
Grounds.
with their streaming. Oh, that's neat footage. This looks like parts of Toronto too. And jump! Nope. This looks a lot like the Battlefield trailer, and that makes me sad. This is not distinguishing it from games with much bigger budgets and therefore better graphics. So what's the point? Get to it quickly, please, because I'm losing patience. Okay, your characters look like schmucks. What's the point? What makes your game different? What makes it new? Why should I care? I can do this in any other game. This seems like a game that people will just use to steal good ideas for games that are going to make a lot more money. And that always makes me sad. That was either like crazy aim assist or it was a little bit off.
Joining me on the stage to talk about
It's
Maverick's
very
Proving
generic.
Grounds is the CEO
Okay,
of
not
Automaton
just me,
Games.
Lemming.
It's James
That
Thompson.
wasn't great shooting. Okay, are they going to show the trailer again? Will they talk over it when they could have talked over it? Oh, these guys always scare me a little
welcome.
bit.
Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now, I want to immediately
way
ask,
too chill
what about
for the environment.
Maverick's Proving Grounds distinguishes itself from other Battle Royale games.
Yeah, well, as you said, it's a very popular formula, and you know that last man standing kind of game type is incredibly compelling by itself. But Mavericks is really about depth. You know, we've already talked about 400 players before, and we're sort of super excited today to talk about our 5-man squad mode being 1,000 players. But really, it's about depth as well. It's about the fact that that environment is even a bigger.
And they're showing the trailer again.
Yeah, I want to zoom in right on
This
the
show
1,000
really needs
players aspect.
to,
How does that really shift the
like,
dynamic
respect
from
the player's
say,
time?
100 that we're typically used to?
Well, it's really about combining scale with the depth of simulation. So the fact that together,
More is
what you
just
actually
more.
have is a landscape that means you're making decisions off a lot more information.
Yeah, I mean, because you hinted at that twice now. Like, what do you mean by there's a lot more information in the environment for players to process?
hey, Goblin
So
Hero.
take a concrete example, right? So let's say a player's walking through the map, they'll be leaving footprints, they'll be displacing foliage, like grass bending. But siege-style gameplay in houses, that's like a lot of destruction systems that sort of.
I mean, this is a
together
great
make
demo to
much
get hired
more of a
somewhere.
dynamic
It's like
environment.
a
Like,
recent
good for
history
him.
who could have been here.
Yeah.
You know, I
But
want to ask about what more is in store.
there's
for Maverick's
nothing in
Proving
this
Grounds.
that,
I
like,
understand that this is a lot
makes me
more
love
out-of-game
it. There
features
there
than
needs
someone
to
might
be a more
expect.
interesting
Yeah, so it's not just that
look,
session-based gameplay.
stories,
you enter the game
something.
through the Capital, which is our sort of persistent social hub. So we draw from the MMORPG side of things. It's really it's a full world, not just a map. You know, so it's got a persistent game type side to it too.
Yeah.
But really, it's about bringing this all together into something which makes a much richer MMO experience.
Now, where can people go to find out more?
Well, we've just launched our site right now, so if you're interested in signing up for the closed beta, you can do that now at mavericks.gg/beta.
Is that how you say it in
actually,
Britain?
if you register this week, you'll get special in-game content for free from E3.
Well, awesome.
And we have only 100,000
Well,
slots
people in
for the
Britain are
first
probably
group
going
signing
to
up,
bed
so
right
that
now,
will give you some
but-
beta access, but
Cool.
I'm sure there are a lot more people than that on the stream, so quickly do that if you're interested in.
Well, James, thanks so much for joining us. Once again, that's maverick.gg. Our very next game helps showcase the extraordinary power of modders. Frankie, tell us about
Frankie's
it.
back.
It does indeed, Sean. On PC, we don't just play what's given
Why
to us.
isn't Frankie on
we
the main
mod games
stage?
to make our own experiences. And for many developers, modding is a way to turn a hobby into a career. The Forgotten City is the perfect example. It's a standalone game
Juliet's
that's a
cracking
reimagining
puns.
of a wildly successful mod. In fact, the first mod in history to win a National Writers Guild Award. For the first time ever, here's gameplay from the Forgotten City.
Okay.
I'm so sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did.
Looks pretty,
I've
but
spent a lifetime in this place. An
really
ancient
milking the
underground city.
cliches.
Its existence long forgotten, searching for a way out. All I found is a window into the past. If even one person here commits a sin, everyone will die. I tried to set things right, but whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. It's all up to you now.
See, this is a trailer that actually tells
Go
me
back,
what the
investigate,
game is about.
Talk to everyone. Help them out if it'll win their trust. Bend the rules as far as you can. Figure out who's responsible for this.
Interesting
You can
clothing.
do what I never could.
Meat.
Save these people. Save yourself.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh, good narrating of this game.
Coming up on the PC
That was the
gaming
first
show,
one that really
what's next for Killing Floor
grabbed.
2? And an unannounced game from Tripwire Interactive.
Well, now you've
and
announced
now
it.
your host, Sean Plott.
Our next game is a blast from the past. It's not a sequel or prequel or remake, but rather an entirely new game altogether. Let's take a look at Stardoc's Star Control Origins.
Long ago, the Singularity formed, its creators uplifted into something beyond our understanding. These beings, now known as the Lexites, left
Cool
Earth,
voiceover.
traveling to multiple planets in our solar system, before vanishing
Kind of Stephen
altogether.
Hawking
This
light.
is why we are here. Welcome to Star Control, a state-of-the-art international space agency tasked with the exploration of our solar system and the defense of Earth. Here resides the world's brightest minds and greatest technology, brought together by a strong curiosity to discover the unknown. Help us pioneer the future. Join today.
Control has accelerated the construction of our new modular deep solar system vessel specifically for this mission. It's the fastest, most expensive ship humanity has ever made, Captain.
I am Chief Viscosity Officer
Hey!
Windu of the Tide.
I like him.
The Scribe have evidently received traces
Why is he
of
flying
your
through the
radio
Ubisoft logo?
broadcasts themselves.
Okay, cool designs. No Man's Sky's kind of killed that, hasn't it? Explore thousands of planets in an open universe.
A new alien.
This looks like it has a lot more personality.
A delightful new spaceship.
You must be humans. We've had so
It does have elements of Spore, doesn't it? But hey, if they take this stuff and make it playable, like actually make it a story with likable characters, I'm good with that, because Spore had a lot of potential. It just didn't.
Joining me to talk about Star Control is the director of production at Stardock, Patrick Shaw. Thanks for joining me on stage today, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
So now just tell us straight up, what is Star Control all about?
So Star Control is an open universe action RPG. You can visit dozens of aliens, hundreds of different stars, thousands of different unique planets.
Didn't they just say this in the
trailer? You can land on
trailer?
each and every one of them. And when you're driving around the planets, you can jump over canyons, blast critters, and then you can venture out into the solar system and do ship-to-ship combat with hostile aliens.
That's cool.
And I want to ask, since I know that the story is a big part of this game, with it being open world, how do you make sure that the story still stays?
Yeah, they
as the
kind of
focus
haven't
for the player?
established that.
Yeah, so we're really excited about the story that we prepared for Star Control.
What Star
it's
Control
funny,
is.
it's creative, but also has some dark, sinister side to it. However, what we're very proud and very excited about is we have an infinite universe. That is, we are fully simulating the entire universe at all times. So even if you're on some podunk little moon in the corner of the universe, the aliens are still moving around the universe, doing their own thing, exploring and interacting with
So
each
they're
other.
populated?
So it's not just
That was the
like
problem
at a
with No
planet,
Man's
there's
Sky.
the same town
It
whenever
was
you
just
visit.
Sky.
It depends on how the simulation has driven it forward.
Right, exactly. So
At least they're
this
not
is
just recycling the trailer.
Infinite universe is the glue that connects my story, my adventure, to the larger open galaxy.
That's awesome. Now, I know modding is going to be a big part of Star Control Origins. How does modding work?
So what's your favorite science fiction show?
Probably Firefly.
Yeah, so what would you think of making Firefly Season 2?
Shit, that's a lot of pressure, Patrick. Well, you're putting me on the spot on stage right now, yeah.
We have a week to do it, so. But anyways, in Star Control Origins, you can create your own ships, your own planets, your own galaxies. You can package up your adventures.
Yeah,
and
exactly,
share them
Goblin
with your
Hero.
friends
How does
online.
it maintain
So
relevance
someone
and
else
cohesion?
can take care of Firefly Season 2. That's up to you. Now, last thing I want to ask about is how multiplayer works.
Right. So in the game, we have ship-to-ship combat, and that turned out to be so popular in our early testing.
That's
They're
a
like, we should
T-Rex
make this
flying
our
with tiny little rings
separate
in No
gameplay
Man's
mode.
Sky? No,
So we
I
did.
don't remember
we call
that.
it fleet battles. So you can create your own ships, you build them out of different pieces and
This
parts.
looks
you
like
attach
it
different
could
weapons
be
and
fun.
defenses,
It
and then
all
you go
depends on how it's
online to play them.
executed.
You
I
either
like
play
the idea.
Local multiplayer, 2 people on the same machine, or online, ranked or online play.
Where can people go to pick up Star Control Origins?
Well, right now, Star Control Origins is
Julian.
available for pre-order on GOG and Steam.
Well, lovely. Guys, definitely be sure to head over to starcontrolgame.com
These are so
and
forced.
check them out on Steam and GOG as well.
See,
And
they,
one more
they
thing.
should be going
We
back
are
and forth
happy
with
to
him and
announce at the
Frankie.
PC Gamer Show that Star Control Origins is launching on September 20th, 2018.
Look for
Cool.
it on September 20th.
It's okay. I might sign up for updates for that one. I'm kind of interested
Now,
in games
our
like that.
next game was PC Gamer's favorite game from E3 last year. It is Hunt Showdown from Crytek. Let's take a look at what's coming for Hunt Showdown just after E3.
Just based on the name, I'm skeptical I'll like it. Yeah, Goblin, it takes too long in Spore once you hit Space Age to do anything. Okay, we know what a throwing knife looks like. We know what a hand crossbow looks like. This is kind of hilarious. Oh, but you don't tell us what the gun is? Okay.
I am here with Guy from
Yay!
Skydance,
Frankie
who's
gets
here
to do an
tell me
interview.
Why fighting in massive mech suits is not about to go out of fashion anytime soon.
Shiny skirt.
Guy, now Hellfire, in fact, sorry, Archangel was originally a single-player narrative game, but
Wow, that was
Hellfire, this
all.
new edition,
That was
what
it
changes
for
is
Hunt
that gonna
Showdown.
make?
Well, players really loved the single-player narrative, but they all kept telling us the same thing. They said, we really want it multiplayer, and we want it off-rails.
No,
and we
everybody
kind of
in
thought
this stream
that's
is
a
going to
completely
tune
different
out.
game,
You guys are all single-player
but
types.
let's give it a shot. And so we got a crack team together. They put something really special. We got 4 maps. We got 6 different mechs, tons of weapons where you could just blast through the environment and other mechs alike. And it's really just an amazing experience. You can zip around in your mech. You can tower over others. It's just something special that I think you can try right now.
She's a good interviewer. If you watch, she's like mirroring his movements. She's engaged in what he's saying.
Yeah, it's coming out.
She's not waiting for the next question.
But you can try it right now if you want an early access. Help us iron out the kinks and break some mechs along the process.
I am no good at ironing out kinks, as I think people at home can see, Guy. But as a heavy mech woman,
Obvious
I can't wait
joke.
for you to be
Well
my light
done,
mech wingman,
Frankie.
and that's 2v2 PvP. So let's take a closer look at Archangel Hellfire.
Let's do it.
Frankie's got some polish. Frankie's got some polish. I like Frankie. She's got confidence in her hosting. She's professional. She actually should have been main stage. She's better than Klotz.
Our next title is one I've been looking forward to for quite some time. It's from the makers of Sherlock Holmes, and it's a delightful-looking Lovecraftian mystery. It's called The Sinking City, and joining me to talk about it is the community manager at Frogwares, Sergey Oganessian. Welcome, Sergey. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've earned a handshake.
Yeah, you
Welcome
nailed
to
that
the stage.
pronunciation.
I'm noticing a theme. Forgotten City, Sinking
I love
City.
that you lie to me so kindly. You know, I want to ask right away, the Sinking City, you know, there's a lot of open world, third-person type games. What makes the Sinking City different from what a player might expect?
Well, I mean, The Sinking City is an open world action
gameplay?
investigation game
Maybe?
inspired
There
by
we are.
Lovecraft. And we believe that these 3 elements already make the game pretty unique. And you know, when I say that you can be a detective in a world, in a supernatural world full of mystery and, you know, cosmic fear, like, I really mean it, because investigations are really at the core of The Sinking City.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of games in the open world genre that are focused on action. You say investigation is at the core. What are investigation mechanics? What does it look like?
So the first thing you should know right off the
What's
bat
up,
is
Volk?
that we are not going to offer any hand-holding for the player. We will not give you any clear objectives in your diary or, you know, markers on the map telling you where to go or what to do. It's actually up to you to figure that out. Instead, we will give you information, you know, hints, evidence, like clues, crime scenes to examine, like people to talk to, suspects to question. And we will ask you in return to use your wits and your intuition to, you know, experiment with your findings, you know, maybe like find a way how to progress. And what you should also know is that finding these clues will not only help you understand what's going on and, you know, get a better understanding of the world and its people, but it will also help you
After Hunt Showdown, it was Archangel Hellfire.
You know, you mentioned the world itself. I mean, the footage that I've seen through the years has just been absolutely beautiful. Talk to me about the world that we're in and what investigation is at the core.
So the game takes place in this fictional city of Oakmont in the state of Massachusetts. You know, the city which is flooded. There is a terrible disaster going on which has claimed like thousands of lives. And also, like, it seems like it awakened frightening monsters which now roam the streets of Oakmont. You know, people that live in the city, they are very different, like different social classes. Gangs, cultists, poor
those
people,
are legit
rich people,
creepy.
but they are all united by fear.
Wow.
They're all afraid, maybe except for the cultists, of course. They are all afraid
I like
that,
creepy monsters.
you know, for their lives. Because of the flood, because of the monsters. And you know, we actually want to understand what's going on. We want to understand what lies behind this ostensibly supernatural flood. And what's even funny is that while everybody is afraid, nobody wants to leave. This is kind of a different story.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the story world and how it's inspired by Lovecraft. What about the game mechanics? You've mentioned the sanity mechanic in the past.
Indeed, we do have a sanity mechanic which directly impacts gameplay. You know, when our hero is under a lot of stress, when he sees like something supernatural, something disturbing, or even when he's making choices in the story which he's not comfortable with making, you know, he will begin to lose his sanity. he will start to have hallucinations, he will start to hear distorted sounds, which will allow the player to understand that something is actually going wrong. Maybe we need to, step back and do something about that. As of right now, we're still fine-tuning this mechanic because we are still looking for the sweet spot between impact on the gameplay and impact on
that's
the
coming to
story.
the tank eventually.
Since we're almost out of time, I still just have to ask, what are the sweet monsters that we're going to get to see in the game?
Oh, we have different kinds of monsters. We have different kinds of archetypes, with different abilities.
Well,
and,
just show it.
We actually give you tools. The game is not about fighting monsters. Investigation is the core of the game.
Nice.
But we give you tools to defend yourself. So we give you weapons, we give you skills, we give you even certain traps. In return, we ask you that you make a decision, because the game is about making a decision. Ammunition is scarce, and you will have to adjust your tactics accordingly.
So I know a lot of people have all sorts of questions
CA
about what the game is like. Where can they go to find out more information?
For a
so
Lovecraft
if you're
game,
for more,
you kind of have to have
follow
it.
us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
I'm going to follow these guys.
Updates regularly.
This looks
Facebook,
good.
The Sinking City Game, YouTube, Frogwares. So go there, and this is definitely the place to go if you want to
I'm going to follow
more.
these guys.
Well, I'm super excited personally to see how it
game.
turns out. Thanks for joining me on stage, Sergey. The Sinking City.
In Lovecraft, Julian, Lobsters, Monsters, same thing.
Our next game is a PC title that has only gotten better over the last few years, and I'm always excited to hear what they have in store. That's the best thing you can say about it. Frankie is up on the balcony with the developers of Warframe.
Everything's better with Frankie. Oh, there's your Warframe.
We all know the PC is home to some of the most devoted communities in gaming, and one of the best undoubtedly belongs to Warframe. Last year, the game got its first open-world update, Plains of Eidolon, and the next epic cinematic quest is called The Sacrifice. And we've got the exclusive launch trailer for you.
More Frankie.
Megan Everett, Community Manager at Digital Extremes, joins me now. Megan, tell me more about The Sacrifice.
So The Sacrifice is the
look at
latest
that
installment
sleeve
of our
tattoo.
cinematic quest.
Oh, it's being covered up.
The story that we started
That
in
was
the
so
Second
cool.
Dream, continued with The War Within, and then
There it
Apostasy
is.
Prologue. So at the end of last year,
That's
we
some
kind of
serious
shattered
tat
some
work.
hearts and left them with a bit of a plot twist. And I'm not going to spoil it for people who want to maybe catch up. But what I can say is that, obviously, from the trailer that you saw, the wait for Umbra, the 3-year wait to the Umbra Warframe is finally over. The creepy guy at the end of the trailer there, Ballast, plays a pretty big role in this quest. And again, not going to spoil a lot, but I can say that it's coming this week on PC.
And you guys are actually currently waiting, well, as well as the update, you're working towards TennoCon right now.
Yes, so it's going to be another big year for us, and I'm really excited for it.
Well, let's take a look at last year's event to get an idea of what TennoCon is all about.
What do you think the mega reveal at Tenno Live is going to be?
Look at the other sleeve. Her tattoos are awesome. See, this is a legit woman who plays video games, as opposed to I'm a professional girl gamer.
Pretty amazing.
Thing.
Like, it's a whole new direction for Warframe, and all this. You
Legit
got all these other
knows
games
legit.
coming out, but this one's free.
When's 2018 happening?
Get it
Oh,
started.
those tattoos are incredible. God, she must have to touch those up so much. The colors.
Given that the community knows you as Auntie Megan,
Oh, God.
it must be huge for you to be at TennoCon.
TennoCon is really special for really everyone that works at Digital Extremes. The developers pour their heart and soul into what we do for TennoCon, and I know for me it was literally like the best day of my entire career. I know Rebecca, our community director at home,
No
was
time to
watching.
Japan. I don't have any ink. I actually
but
can't
last year when we
tattoo.
did the Plains of Eidolon,
Actual ginger
open world
thing,
expansion
the ink
reveal,
compartmentalizes
Reb
in
and I
my
were
skin.
actually doing that as a live demonstration in front of everyone, and we had practiced it.
So I love
for
tattoos
months,
'cause I can't get them.
And it went as flawlessly as we could have ever hoped for. And we actually, like, as people were cheering, it's pitch black on stage. Reb and I look at each other and we just kind of fist pump and both started crying because we didn't crash the demonstration. So if you if you watch Tenno Live this year, if you're there, you can definitely probably count on some tears and some emotions because it's a really big day for us.
So basically, bring tissues, right?
Bring tissues for yourself, for me, for everyone involved, because there will be some tears probably.
But if you can't get to TennoCon because unfortunately it is sold out, how can you watch it online?
So on twitch.tv/Warframe, you can definitely check it out. And PC Gamer is also hosting as well on their Facebook and Twitter.
And you get free stuff by watching Twitch?
You do. So if you want to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account, and all you have to do is watch and you get some free stuff.
Fantastic. So that's happening from July 7th, and you'll be able to watch TennoCon live through PC Gamer's Twitch channel and the Facebook page. Thank you, Auntie Megs. Sean, it's over to you.
Thank you, Frankie, and thank you, Warframe. The next name is one I grew up with, Sega. They've become a prolific publisher of Japanese games known for their fully featured ports, especially beloved by this guy on the left. Sega's bringing shining resonance both to PC and console the same day, and Shenmue is going to be coming later this year. They have all sorts of games coming up. Let's take a look at what Sega's got in store.
Interesting that Sega would participate on this. Guess they really don't have a space anywhere else. Bayonetta! How come that's not like objectifying and sexualization? Those dudes are naked just so we can look at their backs. Yakuza. Suddenly we're a rhythm game? Alright. Outrun! Not Outrun, yeah, Outrun. What was that little splash of Outrun there? What was that? Why was that there?
Yakuza 0 is available for pre-order right now and will be releasing on Steam in early August. We hope you've been enjoying the show thus far. We have so much more
put old
great
classic
stuff to
Sega games
come.
in Yakuza?
Let's see what's coming up at this year's PC Gaming Show.
Coming up on the PC Gaming Show, a new publisher reveals 3 new games, and the first ever gameplay footage of Overkill's The Walking Dead. And now your host, Sean Plott.
And I'm back.
Overkill off the top.
Our next guest is a regular here at the PC Gaming Show, having attended
all
all 4 years. Frankie's with him up in the balcony. It's Tripwire.
Sean, if you are anything like me, you probably need to let off steam every once in a while. And I personally can't think of a better way to do it than by kicking back and tearing up a load of monstrous enemies. It's kind of either that or pushing the office photocopier out of the window, and I, for one, prefer the option that keeps me and everyone here in a job. With that in mind, I am thrilled to welcome Phil Monk from Killing Floor 2 back to E3.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Got a lot of fans in the audience still. Listen to that applause. They all want to know what the latest from Tripwire and Killing Floor 2 is.
Yep, we've been really busy working on Killing Floor. And we got
we got
4 major updates that are coming out this year. The first one we dropped in March, and we're getting ready to drop the next one really soon.
Coming tomorrow, Bill. What's
I'm
involved?
over Walking Dead
so
2
we're bringing
CA,
the
but the Overkill version looks interesting.
This time we're mixing Circus Freaks with steampunk in a really fun, exciting way. And we have a really cool new system that we're adding. It's called the Weapon Upgrade System. And with this, there's 73 different weapons that we have in our game,
this is a
and
game
each
that
one you can
we should
upgrade it and make it viable for late
Killing
play.
Floor,
So it really adds a lot of creativity to your loadout. So I'm really excited to get that in people's hands.
So you can make your boy guns big.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bill. Let's take a look at the trailer for Treacherous Skies Summer Sideshow.
Welcome aboard the HMS Queen Victoria, ladies and gents. Ringleader Lockhart speaking to you from, well, someplace very safe, yes. You helped me escape that fray at my beloved Steamland, but now I need your help once again. I've got to get to my island in the channel. Now, listen up. I don't know how, but these blasted circus freaks followed
Sounds
us
like it's
on
trying to do a
board.
Mark
I
Joker.
think it's time to put on a show. Yes, of daring deeds and horrendous bloodshed.
I know this isn't the game, but I would kind of think it would be funnier to play the mutants slaughtering the steampunks.
Blasted traitors!
But that's just because I used to love steampunk until I got oversaturated by the pretension inherent in steampunk.
But take heart, lads and lasses. I have invented some new toys. The Doomstick. 4 barrels are better than 2. The Static Strikers. A shockingly stylish set of gauntlets. And the M99 Sniper Rifle. And finally, there's a last-minute addition to the crew.
What's this woman go?
Seems Mrs. Foster negotiated her way on board and is set on giving Zed
You won't like me angry.
the business. And remember, we'll see you on the airship.
Fossey, joke for you. Optician says my eyes are okay. I say, then how do you explain my husband?
Now, as is tradition, the content that you just saw will be available tomorrow, including a free weekend for PC this weekend. Definitely check it out with Killing Floor 2. But that's not all that Tripwire has. I have the president of Tripwire himself, John Gibson, on stage. John, welcome back again.
Tripwire gets
Pleasure to be here.
2 bits.
Now, I understand that Tripwire is stepping into also doing publishing. What does that entail?
Oh.
That's right. So, Sean, it's really challenging for developers right now with the thousands of games that are coming out every year.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get noticed. And then you have the traditional publishing deals. So we're giving developers fair deals. We're going to be helping them rise above that noise so they can get noticed. And because of our experience developing our own games and publishing our own games, we're going to help them with marketing, funding, mentoring, feedback to help them succeed.
Yeah, I mean, the game that we have on screen is one of those games. This is Road Redemption.
That is right. I'm happy to announce that we're going to be publishing Road Redemption. We're going to be helping them grow and succeed even more on Steam, but also bring the franchise beyond Steam.
Now, I know today you have a world-exclusive new game, hasn't been announced yet.
We do. Nobody knows.
Before we roll the trailer, I was wondering if you could give me a little bit of a tease.
Yeah, so
Binky,
we're
what are you
working
doing?
with the team at Blindside
Binky?
Games,
What?
and
Hi,
they're
buddy.
led by Alex Quick.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Right. So if you're familiar with the Killing Floor universe, you know Alex Quick was the modder that created the original Killing Floor
tiny
mod,
Binky.
which Tripwire worked with Alex to bring commercial. And then Alex went off, assembled his own team, made the game Depth, which was sharks and humans fighting each other, very, very successful. And now it's come full circle. We're working with Alex again, and we're going to bring his all-new game to market.
Well, let's take a look at it right now. World-exclusive new upcoming game from Tripwire.
All right. Sharks fighting people. You got to top that.
Close your eyes and imagine a place where the sun is bright and
Dead or
the
Alive
beaches
Extreme?
are white. A place filled with southern
Okay,
charm.
maybe not.
Where the water is as warm as the welcome. So come feel the wind in your sails. Kick back and relax. Enjoy the local cuisine. Your dream vacation is waiting for you here on the Gulf Coast.
Oh, it is sharks eating people. Huh. Do you get to play as the sharks? Yeah! Get him! Sweet!
Go to maneatergame.com now to book your vacation. Operators are standing by.
Do I get to eat people?
So hey, John, so you get to play as the shark.
You are the shark.
Yes!
This is an
That's
open world
awesome!
RPG.
Shark Simulator.
Or as we like to call it, a Shark PG.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
I like it.
So do you like upgrade and improve the shark? Is there like skill trees?
You do. There is a shark skill tree. Really?
This is fun. I want to be a shark.
Single-player campaign.
I want to
You
eat
eat your way
people.
through it. You get bigger
Get 'em.
teeth. You can jump out of
No,
the water
show
and
more
snatch
eating.
people off piers,
Don't show
all of that
this.
fun
Show more
stuff.
eating. I want to see
didn't
the
realize
eating.
This was a power fantasy I needed so badly.
I want
where can people go to get more information
zoom in on that.
about it?
Oh, I wanted to see the sharks eat people again.
All right.
There's some
doubt
pretty funny
anyone will
jibs
forget
in
that
there.
here. That's
Oh, they're jumping the shark on this
maneatergames.com.
one.
John, thanks so much
They
for
are
joining
the
me on
shark
stage.
jumping.
And once again, all the content that Tripwire
I'd play that. Depends on the price point.
about
It
Killing
would kind of get
Floor 2
old,
and Road Redemption
but
will be playable here at E3. Definitely.
that was fun.
Be sure to check it out.
Maneater.
Coming up next,
All right.
Frankie has a whole slew
Frankie!
of unannounced games. Frankie.
They're going to be announced
Cheers,
soon.
John. Maneater looking tasty there, and I can't believe they named a game after my favourite weekend activity. Indeed, so that's PC Gaming, and next up is a brand new publisher revealing 3 games for the very first time, releasing one of them, Behave
They're
Yourself
still
Audience,
laughing.
today. So let's take a look.
Frankie next to your main stage. Sorry, Plutz. Frankie is the goods. Okay, these aren't games. Okay. Show me games. Oh, show me. You said starting right now. Show me games. Okay. I can count. Show me. Oh, these things irritate me. I get that these are like standalone things, but okay, you could have cut that whole thing. Put that on your YouTube video, fine, but you don't need it for this. Okay, Adventure Time wannabe. Strategy. Kind of a Scott Pilgrim vibe to it, huh? I can see that having a player base. Oh, it's a Canadian game. Had an Ontario tax credits bug in the corner. You guys couldn't see it on the stream. That looks like it was somebody's school project that they just finished. Yay, a farming sim. We've never seen one of those before. Sarcasm. It's the rare trailer that tells you nothing about what the game is. Dig the old-fashioned sounds, but why do I need to play this? Why don't I just go play a classic game? I'd like them to not be so fancy in the editing and actually let me see it, because that looked potentially interesting, but I have no real idea because I didn't get to see enough gameplay.
All these games look like must-plays. And Overwhelmed, the final game of the bunch, is available on Steam right now with a special launch discount. So make sure you check that out after the show. And if you're at E3 this week, head over to the PC Gamer
This
corner
is kind of slow, Noah.
Inside the South
There's
Hall
too much
to give
talky.
Overwhelmed a try. Right. Next up, it's time for us all to take a holiday, and where better than a virtual resort with some truly spectacular wildlife. Back again this year, our friends of the show, Frontier Developments, with a unique take on the park management genre. I am, of course, talking about Jurassic World Evolution. The long-awaited game is out tomorrow and lets you build your own dinosaur-stuffed tourist trap. What could possibly go wrong? Unleash the Goldblum!
You think that things are going to turn out differently, huh? Well, the ones before you did too. Because they believed that they were in control.
Yeah, the name, it is very much 90s Gina Davis hair, and I'm totally okay with that.
Well, here's the thing. Humanity is desperate for it.
Frankie's ad-lib jokes are better than the pre-written jokes.
Seduced by it. Deceived by the illusion of it. But we never really possess it. Because if there's anything that chaos theory has taught us,
it's a pretty good Jeff Goldblum impression if it's not Jeff Goldblum.
Nature is on its own course. And when we interfere, when humanity tries to put nature into orderly boxes, chaos destroys them. And what makes us such unique creatures is knowing the scope.
This is cool.
And power of what we're up
against.
That's
a good time waster. Dinosaurs plus park simulator. I'm good. Oh wow, Bo Wright. You can't do that on television.
However,
that's a reference.
What I would predict.
No, not the goat. Oh.
I am so excited for that game. Our next title is from Insomniac, who've been making amazing games for years, and they're going to try to take their expertise and answer the question, how do you make an open world game in VR? Let's take a look at their upcoming game, Stormland.
I'm glad VR hasn't just completely disappeared because people backed it so much, but you're making me miss Ratchet and Clank, Insomniac. Dead robots always make... Oh, Johnny 5 is alive. Dead robots always make me sad. Brian. Great minds, Brian. Great minds. I wish they'd actually show the simulated VR experience so I know if this is actually like a third-person game, because why? Yeah. Wally! Oh no, his arm fell off! This is like an homage to all robot characters ever. We have Johnny 5, we have Wally, we have C-3PO. Now he needs a little buddy like R2-BB-8. Oh, another friend. Oh, here's the VR experience. Pulsed. Wait, robots are fighting robots? Brother versus brother. I wanted a Geth War prequel. Just use a yell meat bag and I'll be happy, Julian. Okay, yeah. HK-47 in there too. Flying robots! Is that a machine or... Oh, I get the robot design. Now that's kind of cool. All right. Oh, Oculus, can't use it. Oculus makes me puke my guts out. Cannot do Oculus.
Joining me
Cannot.
to talk about Stormland is the Chief
What?
Creative Officer at Insomniac Games. Join me in welcoming Chad.
I discovered that at E3 like 2-3 years ago. I tried to do a driving simulator.
Thank you. I'm gonna start right away and ask.
And really thought I was going to throw up. Like, was late for my next appointment, had to lie down. The Oculus is the worst for me. Instant motion
uproots your
sickness.
habitat and shatters your android body. So you've got to travel to a civilization above the Thunderheads to repair yourself and save your friends.
And I want to ask what open world means in VR.
Well, for us, it's about giving the player the ability to explore the world freely with a set of android movement abilities that are designed to give you complete agency.
Yeah, because
I'm
that's
not
always a huge
sure,
question I have is how does
VR
motion
will
work
ever
in
be
any VR
mainstream
title?
in the way
in
that
Stormland,
consoles are.
you can do things like
VR
fly
is great
just above the
destination. So you
slipstream
go to like a
with your
VR
outstretched
cafe
android
and
hands.
hang out with your
You can shoot
friends in a
laser
virtual
into the
world for a
cloud
while,
surface,
but
and then make a ramp, kick off of that. Climb up a cliffside, like literally
it's
launching
too
yourself
isolating.
with your synthetic android
That's
strength,
why I haven't gotten
and then, like,
a
push off
Vive.
and glide back down using your hands to control your descent.
Yeah, it's just too isolating for people with
That's
lives.
it. It's this set of mechanics that are designed together to work fluidly so that movement feels exhilarating, and you can kind of take the world at your own pace.
Wasting some time here. VR makes people sick because of the frame rate.
That we're doing with Stormland
If the frame rate, if the refresh isn't at a high enough rate, it makes people like me sick.
Tracked head and hands.
You gotta get up around the 90, 120 mark for me to not.
Even things like scavenging technology to attach it to your body. Like you look down, you get a new piece of tech, and you attach it right into your arm, and then suddenly you've got the ability to harness.
They're actually starting up quite a few. They're actually opening up quite a few VR cafes.
Android abilities.
I mean, the art is just beautiful.
Up here,
the footage that
in
we've seen. I
like
wonder if you can talk to me a little bit about the world,
suburbs
and what it
around
means for it to
Toronto.
be
They're quite
ever-changing.
cool.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
PSVR
so that entity
simulates
called the Tempest
120 FPS, so I don't have a problem with PSVR.
Every single week, so that we present the player with new playgrounds of movement and combat and scavenging, and you never know what you're going to discover.
But yeah, they've actually opened up
every
some
single island you
VR
find
cafes,
has
like
the potential
some
to hide an enemy stronghold
events.
or
I'll do a recap after the press conference, MST, if you want to hang on.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now, I got to ask, where can we go for more information?
Well, you can stay tuned by watching the Facebook and Twitter with at Stormland VR, or you can check us out at insomniac.games.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for joining me, Chad. Once again, oculus.com/Stormland for more information. Frankie's up in the balcony with our next absolutely gorgeous-looking indie title.
It really is, Sean, because next up we've got a first look at a new game from publisher Raw Fury, a neo-noir detective drama featuring a Paris cabbie who finds himself drawn into a world of crime. Sacré Ruddy Bleu. Yes, I speak French. I can't wait for this one, so let's take a ride with the trailer.
Why are they doing pre-canned jokes? Just let her make her own. Nina was fantastic. Nina's the woman who hosted the Devolver press conference. So, yeah. Could you imagine a Frankie-Nina mashup? I'm not even sure how that would turn out. I think Frankie would get violent. This is better than the first Taxi game. Phone! This could have been like half this length. Okay, it's the exact same concept of talking to people in a cab.
If you like that last game, you'll definitely love our next one. It's from the exact same publisher,
Nothing about it?
It's
Like,
an open-world, narrative-focused game with an incredible art style. Let's take a look.
This is
at
like the
Sable.
same reason I have issues with The Sims. I can take an Uber in the real world. If I wanted to, I could drive an Uber in the real world. Why do I want to play an Uber driver? That at least had an interesting art style, but what is it? This is cool. It's cool art. Looks hand drawn. This looks like a local animator. If it's the same guy, I'll be very intrigued by this. He made this crazy good animated movie that took him like 5 years or something because he drew every panel by hand.
Joining me to talk about Sable is pretty much the entire core development team on stage. It's Daniel Feinberg and Greg Kithriotis. I want to immediately ask, what kind of game is Sable? What can we expect?
Sable is an open-world desert exploration game. It's not a game about combat or about leveling up. It's a game about solitude, and it's a game about exploration. You play as Sable, a girl leaving her home to explore this world filled with monumental architecture, fallen spaceships, and you'll travel around on your hoverbike learning about the people.
Could you imagine a Beavis and Butthead explanation game? Exploration game.
I've talked about it before. I think this art style is amazing. Where's the origins of this?
So we were really heavily inspired by the clear lines style of French and Belgian comics, as well as Japanese animation, particularly Studio Ghibli. So we really want to feel our players to feel the same sense of wonder that you get from watching one of their films. And so